I find so funny? It's the fact that we have all these tools that are designed to help you navigate the lows of life, the anxiety, the depression, the stress, and all of that. But rarely do we find teachings or people talking about how to navigate the higher states or vibrational states of being, because our lives have been engineered on how to overcome the pain, the suffering, the struggle we go through in life. And I get it, most of humanity is stuck on survival mode. So all our teachings, or most of our teachings, have been geared to help us get out of that and access the higher states of being. But what happens once you access that higher vibrational state of being? No one ever talks about that, or very few people actually teach you on how to navigate that. And I'm actually having to learn that the hard way in my own life because I've spent so many years gathering all these tools and learning all these techniques to help me navigate the negative emotional aspects or mental aspects of life. But what happens once you have everything that you could ever think of? What happens when you get to the other side where you have all your milestones, all your goals met? Then what? How do you navigate that new state of being where there's nothing that you now get to aspire to become? There's not, you have everything that you could ever dream of. I'm going to be addressing that in today's video based on my own experience, how I'm learning to navigate the new vibrational state of being, and also giving you certain techniques and tools that I'm tapping into based on the book that I'm currently reading right now, and also what I'm currently tapping into and implementing in my own life to help me navigate these higher vibrational states of being. So, hi, my name is Eva. I'm an intuitive healer. I work with two modalities, one which is based on working with the Akashic records, and the second one is called quantum flow, which is all about the rewiring of the nervous system. So, basically, these two modalities help you to release any energetic, mental, emotional blockages that have kept you stuck in these low vibrational states of being. And I get it's so weird that I'm talking about this. And this video is all about how to navigate the higher vibrational states of being. But in actuality, both these tools can actually be very helpful also in how you navigate the higher vibrational states of being. So I'm going to be sharing more on this at the end of this video. So make sure you tune in until the end just to hear my offerings and how I can actually guide you to navigate these different stages of your life. So back to today's video. So I'm going to read you an excerpt that, or a passage that I actually gained from this book that I'm currently reading called The Light Shall Set You Free. Get the book. I cannot recommend it enough. This is not a sponsored video or anything. I'm saying it because it has a lot of great material that can actually help you navigate life better. So it says this. So what I'm talking about today is based on the law of rhythm. And this is how the book describes law of rhythm as it's that the law of rhythm basically states that all things move in a cyclical fashion, like the way the pendulum swinging first, right, and then to the left. The tides flow in, the tides flow out. The sun rises and the sun sets. These rhythms constitutes an order of renewal in the universe that cannot be disrupted, or they can be either disruptive or pleasant depending on upon how one wishes to perceive these rhythms of life. And these rhythms of life are applicable to every area of your life. And how does this apply to you personally? It's the different moments you've had in your life where you're going through highs and you have everything you could ever imagine. And then the next moment you're going through the lows and you're losing everything and things are getting worse and worse. That's the law of the rhythm, that nothing ever stays in one position. Everything always changes. So the same way the pendulum will swing to the left, it's always going to come back to the right. The same way the sun rises, it's also going to set. And this is how I want you to look or examine your life like you're not always going to be at a high point. You're not always going to have the success and all your goals met, because again, as the law of rhythm states, you're also going to have to encounter the polarity aspect of that, because that's just how our world is designed. You cannot escape universal law. And why does this happen? Why is the world designed like this? I was actually listening to a podcast on YouTube today, giving a brilliant story about a king who had everything that he could ever desire. There were no wars, everyone is happy, everyone was abundant. He didn't have to worry about anything. and everything was provided for him. His food was brought for him, his decisions. There are people around him that will help him make the decisions. Anything that he could ever ask for was immediately made available to him. And at first, it felt good. He didn't have to worry about anything, all his needs were met. Now, that is the life that most people aspire for. But this is why that is actually or might become a problem. Because what happened with the king is that 1 year down the line of having this done for him, to the point that even when he drops something, there will always be a servant there to just help them pick it up. You didn't have to think about that. You didn't have to worry about such trivial things. Every need, every desire was met with immediate effect. 1 year down the line, this king gets to a point where he can't even make the simplest basic decisions in life because he's been trained to have someone around him to make these decisions for him. So when you ask yourself, why do we always have to also go through the challenging aspects of life? It's so that you don't get comfortable. And let's be raw and real. People get comfortable when things get good. And this is why the universe designs certain challenges just to spark us back into life again. Remember that we're here to evolve. Because without the sparks, without the challenging moments, most of us will just stay in our comfort zone and allow ourselves to have all our needs met. Stay in a room, you never have to walk, you never have to exercise, you never have to do anything. But guess what? Your health gets affected because you become so com- complicit to that kind of life. So if you've gotten used to that kind of life to the point that even the motivation to wake up and walk is not there, so what happens? Your health gets worse and worse. In the name of life is getting good. The challenging moments happen just to help us, not to punish us. Nothing is ever to punish us. It's always to ensure that we are still doing and meeting the expectations from our higher self, that we're still honoring the goals that we came with in this lifetime to grow and evolve. So the low moments, expect them in your life the same way you're working towards getting to the high moments. But again, this goes back to the question I asked when I was starting the video, then how do you navigate your life once you have every desire met? Who do you become? And I want you to just take a moment right now and just take a couple of deep breaths in. You can breathe into the count of three, hold to the count of three, exhale to the count of three, and do that 3 times. And once you're done, I want you to sit down and picture yourself that you're in the best health, the best shape that you could ever ask for. You have amazing relationships, an amazing partner, amazing friendship, an amazing relationship with your family. You have the money and all the material aspects that you've been dreaming of. Your life is basically the dream that you've been envisioning or working towards in your mind. You have everything now. What next? Who do you become after that? And again, not many people actually sit down to think about that because we're so used to be living in that constant striving and working towards something. It's always such a struggle, something we're working on every single day. We set these goals, the timelines, and all of that. There's always something more to do. But what happens when you now have everything? Do you ever sit down and think about who do I have to become? Or who do I need to be after that? What next after that? This is a question I've been dealing with for the past couple of months because I realized something in my own life that whenever I wake up in, those days when you're just in bliss, like you just filled with so much ecstasy, no external reason for that, but you're in just so much, you just wake up in such a good mood. And those days I find that The same way you find it challenging to do anything in the day when you're just feeling horrible, you're feeling tired, you're feeling sad, and you have to drag yourself to do all these things that you know you're supposed to do. It's the same thing that I face whenever I'm in that mood, that I'm so enthusiastic to the point that I just want to ride on that high throughout the day. I don't have energy to actually dedicate to my daily task. And it's a struggle to get myself grounded back again. Again, something that I've been navigating, which I never thought was a challenge. Because again, when I began my healing journey, it was all about releasing all those things that were no longer or who I wanted to be. No one ever tells you what happens on the other side. Yeah, okay, fine. You got the pace that you're working for. You managed to balance your mental, emotional state. Then what next? That peace, that bliss you were looking for, now you have it. What next? Because trust me, the same skills that you use to help you or break away from the low moments in your life, you're gonna have to tap into the same skill to help you integrate these higher vibrational states of being. Because what happens is that once you get complacent with this life, same thing as the king, get so comfortable, there's no reason for you to wake up at 4 a.m. the way you used to wake up to go and work out or do all these sorts of things because you had built the discipline. You already have that thing you're working towards. So there is no reason for you to keep showing up. Why do I have to keep showing up? And be raw and real, because I can tell you in my own life that there are times you just get to that goal or whatever you've been working for, and then the struggle to keep on showing up every single day. That's a huge struggle to learn how to navigate life when everything that you're working towards, you've already met. What next? And what I find is that if you don't keep doing the work, as the law of the rhythm states, everything rises, everything falls. So the low moments, expect that they're also going to come your way, whether you like it or not. That's just the way the universe works. That's always going to happen. So if you stop doing the work that you were doing all along to help you attain that higher state of being, when it comes to the low, it's going to be 10 times worse than even where you were initially. Look at it this way. I was actually reading a story today about a guy who won lottery of $10 million and right now has gone back to an even worse job than he had before in just the space of a couple of years. Right now, he's saying he has no regrets, but I'm like, $10 million? Like, that's a lot of money. And I'm sure if you're watching me, like, you're thinking, holy crap, like, what will I do with $10 million? And I want you to sit down and actually think about that. If I was just to give you $10 million, what then? Are you still going to be waking up early? Are you still going to be working towards your health goals, working towards your relationship? Are you still going to have that desire to keep showing up? Because that is what determines whether you're going to keep this 10 million and evolve it to 100 million or whatever, or whether you're going to lose it and become way worse than you were before. So, what I've found is that the best way to navigate these higher vibrational states of being is number one, remembering your why. So, your why might change once you have maybe the higher vibrational state of being you're working for. So, maybe you are working towards a money goal and you've attained that goal. And maybe the why before was just for independence. Now you have the independence. What next? Now you have to find a deeper why of why you need to maintain that going forward. So don't forget that it's not like the goal or the money goal is gonna be there forever if you're still not putting in the work. The next minute it will change and expect change to happen because again, the way of the universe, you cannot run away from that. So expect that the change will come about. The question is, if you still or you stop doing the work, what happens when you lose this high vibrational state of being? Who do you become then? And again, please remember this. This is something that I read from this book. It's that if you don't learn the lessons the first time round, I was talking about this in the previous video that I'm going to leave a link to at the end of this video. If you don't learn the lesson the first time round, The way of the universe is that the next time round, it's going to get 10 times worse. So ask yourself, okay, I have met this goal. If I'm not working to integrate and making sure that I embody and I allow this to be my new vibrational state of being, am I willing to deal with a situation that's 10 times worse than what I was going through before attaining this goal? I'm sure if you're watching me, the answer to that is no. No one ever wants the pain to become worse. But that is what will happen if you go back to just be getting comfortable and not doing the work. So get another why. Why do I need to keep showing up? Why do I need to stay waking up in the morning? Why do I need to keep those practices and those habits? Why do I need to still keep honoring them? Find another deeper why that will keep you going, even when you've met that goal, and embody the mindset of a champion, right? I mean, you see with all these athletes, even with all their accolades, they've been named the best football player, the best basketball player in the world, and all of that. Sometimes years in a row. But you never find that these people stop showing up for their practices, for their exercises to make sure that their health is intact. They never stop showing up to ensure that the kind of healthy standards that they've been adhering to for all these years to them attain that coveted award, they never stop showing up. That's the kind of mindset you need to embody going forward. The work never stops. That's what I've realized. It never stops. So never even for 1 minute think that once I have that goal, that's it. Now I can sit down and be comfortable. No, you still need to keep showing up, regardless of whether you have the money in the bank, whether you have the relationship you want, whether you have the health, you still need to keep on showing up so that you actually make that a new vibrational state of being so that it doesn't go back to being 10 times worse. So when you have that partner that you've been dreaming about, that relationship, it doesn't mean that now just because you're in it, I'm going to stop being that person that I had to become to help me manifest that. You're going to have to keep on showing up. And again, these are conversations that I wish a lot of us could have because rarely do you have people talking about this. It's usually just being people just brush through it. So it's always about the struggle and the pain and what I had to do to overcome that, but never. So who did I need to become to maintain this new state of being? That's a conversation a lot of us have to make. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What are you going to do after you have all your needs, all your desires, all of it met? What next? There's always something else you need to work on. So please keep this law of the reaping in mind that just as the sun rises, it's going to set. But who you're going to be when the sun sets depends largely on how you handle that high. So again, if you get comfortable, the sunset moments are going to be horrible, 10 times worse than anything you could ever imagine. But if you keep doing the work, then it means that if the sun sets, it's still somewhere there and you can easily rise back again because it's still going to rise again, right? Remember, it's always a back and forth with all of these things. But that depends on do you stop working or do you continue showing up? There's another brilliant thing that I read in the book that I actually wanted to share. Let me find the passage. So, one of the ways it says is that the way in which one escapes from the effects of this law, so remember, always expect that the highs and the lows will always come, is to learn how to control your mental and emotional bodies at all time and to govern the extreme mood shifts that interfere with one's path. So what you need to learn is how to learn how to walk the center of the road. So never get too excited about life or again allowing your negative things to also penetrate your consciousness and affect your way of showing up. So either way, both sides are not good. People think that yes, I want to be super, super happy, and that's a good thing. According to this law, actually, that's the thing I wanted to find that those who thoroughly enjoy life, this is from the book, and are filled with so much excitement must also experience the extreme lows. For just as the pendulum swings from the right and back to the left, the opposite event or experience must also be brought to them. So again, if you've gone through those periods where you've become so elated, so enthusiastic that you've actually stopped doing the work that you're doing, then what the law does, the law of rhythm, is that when the pendulum swings now the other side, when you're experiencing the low, the level to which you dealt with the high, you're going to deal with the same level in the low. So ask yourself, are you willing to go through that? Because if not, the best way is to learn how to stay in a centered state. That it doesn't matter if it's swinging this way or that way, constantly grounded into who you are, your purpose, what you want to become. You never stop showing up, period. So again, I go back to how do you navigate the high moments from my perspective? It's get another why. Sometimes it could even be the old why that helped you or motivated you enough to keep showing up. The other thing is don't stop working. Don't stop showing up no matter what. Keep waking up, keep doing all the work that got you to that high state of being. If anything, actually would even be better to just put in even more effort, which I know for most people, especially when you have your highs, it's very hard to keep showing up because you don't have that same motivation, that state of suffering that was driving you before. But if you can find a way to even up the game, again, I'm learning how to do that, it's gonna get you to that. It's gonna ensure that the low state that comes about, you have the skills necessary to help you shift out of that state as immediately as possible. So get your why, never stop showing up no matter what. Those are the things I wanted to emphasize for you today. So let me know your thoughts on this and how you're going to navigate your high moments. Who are you going to become once you have everything that you could ever desire? Again, something, maybe actually another thing that you can do is write down the plan. The same way you'll write in a plan of how you're going to get to that goal. Have a clear structure, a plan of what you're going to keep on doing after you attain that milestone or that goal you've been working towards. Just write it down. Whether you're going to honor it or not, again, depends on your discipline, your consistency, and all of that. But just have it written down so that you can refer to this plan when you get to the other side. So just to do a recap of what we've talked about today, it's the ways you can navigate this that I'm tapping into right now. It's have another why in place to keep you going. Don't stop showing up. The work still continues. Never stop taking action. Write a plan for yourself of what you're going to keep on doing after you've attained that milestone. And the fourth thing is what we're going to be talking about regarding the two tools I mentioned as we began this video, which is Soul Alignment and Quantum Flow, which have really helped me navigate this path in an easy way. So let me share my screen. I have a program, a 6 weeks program that I'm going to be working with you one-on-one. And we're going to be helping you learn how to master your mental and emotional states of being, because these two states of being actually determine who you're going to be on both ends of the spectrum. Because if you can navigate the low vibrational mental states and emotional states, if you can't navigate and balance those emotions to get you showing up, you're never going to get to that milestone. And again, when you get to that milestone, if you can bring them into balance as well, you're going to lose that and go back to being in a position that's 10 times worse than what you're currently experiencing. So in my 6 weeks frequency recalibration program, this program is basically for you if the following are the kind of problems that you might be currently experiencing. So if you're currently feeling like you're disconnected from your intuitive self, your higher self, your intuition, maybe you constantly wake up every morning feeling so overwhelmed, feeling mentally foggy, you're feeling emotionally drained, and you're feeling stagnant. You're feeling or looking successful, but you feel so misaligned with your current path. Maybe you're feeling so lost in your spiritual journey. You keep seeking and seeking for the answers, and they just never seem to come through for you, regardless of how many courses or programs you've taken. You feel like you're stuck in repetitive patterns where you keep on experiencing the same kind of problems over and over again. Maybe you're feeling like so much of your unhealed trauma is shaping the kind of life you have right now, and the kind of people that you attract. Or you're feeling anxious and out of control with everything that's happening in your life and even what is currently going on in the world. This program will really give you the tools and techniques to help you navigate this and bring you back into balance. And some of the dream outcomes you might expect from working with me in the next 6 weeks is that you'll wake up or leave the program feeling more aligned and at peace with yourself. You're going to feel so empowered and so clear and focused as to what you need to work on going forward. You're going to be so radiant and feel so grounded in life. You're going to feel so emotionally resilient, be spiritually connected, feel more confident and self assured. You're going to have so much joy and feel more free. And all of this, be focused and purposeful and truly grounded into who you are, your authentic self expression, which is the source of your power. So, what would you expect from me in the next 6 weeks? So, first of all, I'm going to be giving you a bonus free property realignment reading, as you can see on the screen. You're going to be getting 6 weeks of personalized support and guidance, as well as 2 more weeks afterwards in case you need help with integration or anything after our 6 weeks together. You're going to be receiving a soul realignment reading, which is an in-depth soul reading that really reveals your true divine soul blueprint, as well as a detailed map of who you are at a soul level. And basically helping you discover the things that you've been doing, the actions that you've been taking that have been blocking your access to your authentic self-expression. You're going to be getting homework. You're going to be getting powerful quantum flow activation, which is basically using techniques such as breath, sound, and movement to help you recalibrate your nervous system to actually be able to hold these higher vibrational states of being. Because if your nervous system is not in balance, believe me, you will find ways to sabotage yourself in either end of the spectrum. So you're going to be getting powerful quantum flow activations to help you navigate this. You're going to be getting weekly workbooks, email support, or WhatsApp support, or Telegram support, whatever works for you. You're going to be getting weekly and daily journaling prompts. You're going to be getting additional quantum flow meditation as well as access to future meditation that I might record. And of course, you'll have lifetime access to all of these recordings that you will have during your session with me. So, if you're ready to truly transform your life, I'm going to invite you to just take the leap and unlock this life for yourself that you dreamed of. Again, if maybe you've seen all of this and maybe you still have more questions, you're like, do I want to sign up to really work with you? I mean, I don't really know you. Maybe you have more questions. I'm going to invite you to scan the QR code on the screen or check out the description link down below. And you'll find the link there where you can actually book a discovery call. It's just a 15 to 30-minute call with me where we're just going to go deep into discovering whether or helping you determine whether this program will be a good fit for you. Of course, it's not for everyone because not everyone can handle this level of having to meet yourself on such a deep level. Not for everyone. So in this program, in this call, basically we'll be getting really really whether this program is a fit for you or not. So for now, I'm just gonna send you so much love and do share your plans below. How do you plan to navigate this higher states of vibrational being? What is your commitment? Share in the comments. Let us all be your witness on your journey and sending you so much love and blessings. And I will see you on the next video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification so that you don't get to miss out on the next video that I share on my channel. Bye for now.